Yo, welcome back. Episode 6, Deacon and the Diplomat. I'm the Deacon. That's the Diplomat. What's up?
What's going on, my guy? How are you feeling?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be back. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. A lot of things going on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
Yeah. So shout out to Rose. This week's shout out, you know how it is. We always do a shout out to a black entrepreneur, black business going up in the community. This week's shout out goes out to Regina and her business lotusliving.net, alternative holistic and health services. I tapped into her business at the gym. She does meal preps,
Nice.
protein based meal preps, bro.
Nice. Yeah.
She got me with the stuffed salmon shells.
Oh,
Phenomenal, bro. Yeah.
see, yeah, these are the things. Hey, look, I go and follow them after we done
You feel
because
me? You
meal
feel
prep,
me?
I need to get protein and I need to get back coming to the gym. Come fuck with you at that gym.
Hit me, bro. Hit me,
Yeah,
bro. I
man.
got you. Yeah, yeah. Tap in, bro. Hit the
So,
DM.
another episode, man. We still doing this, and
We're going to continue. We're going to
yeah,
continue doing this.
and a lot of it's on the strength of the positive feedback we getting from the people that like to tune in. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in. If I get somebody or miss somebody, pardon me, but I know somebody's watching. Sneaky Ricky,
Rico, you
Thrash
my man's, bro.
Thrash Brawler tapped in. That's your man. I know that's your man
Chris,
too.
yep,
So
yep,
like, yeah,
yep,
man.
yep.
Rose peoples, man, we appreciate you. Anybody that's tuning in, we appreciate you all, my folks. My cousin Rob giving great feedback. My boy James, you know what I mean? So everybody that's tuning in, with girl Michelle, like everybody that's watching, we appreciate that. So, man, look, we was gonna kind of go back to a little bit about the relationship. You know what I'm saying? I heard from a couple females, and it'd be nice to have a female perspective. That was kind of like the main thing that I heard, but something happened, close to where I work. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There was a murder. You know what I mean? In the shopping center where my store is, and somebody else was in critical condition over there. So started kind of making me think about you know the violence and the crime like amongst like what's still going on like in the black community and just
Yeah,
just out
yeah.
here in general. We ain't gonna ice. I want to talk about the black community because I'm a black man. You're a black man. We all black men down here, like, and it's our sons and nephews. You know what I'm saying?
Nephews, cousin.
Cousins. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
bro.
That are
Yeah.
continuing to lose their lives. Like this is an epidemic that has not stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother goes shopping in that shopping center. Like, there's plenty of people's mothers that go shopping in that shopping center. And from what I understand and all that, it was over a female. So you can kind of tie it back to the relationships where, dudes get out of pocket behind their female or dude looking at their female. But this is really about like somebody losing their life. You know what I mean? A young person losing their life.
It's me as somebody who, as you know from our conversations, I'm very non-confrontational. Like if it's getting to that point, I'll exit before it becomes a situation. I have never found myself into a situation to where I felt it was necessary to take somebody else's life. And me personally, not
Right.
saying that situations like that don't exist. I personally haven't come across that in an everyday situation. And I feel like these occurrences that happen in, plazas and malls, where they're happening, it's like, what could happen? What's going on? Like, how does it get to that point?
Hmm.
Is always where like,
I mean, it can arrive, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good thing you ain't ever been in that type of situation. Like, I would have
mhm.
hoped to had never been in a situation that involved somebody pointing a firearm at me, unless I was like when I was in the military. Like, that could happen. You know what I mean?
Training
You can kind of
purposes.
expect that to happen or
Yeah,
whatever. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But that happened before I joined the military, just from being out here. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's some shit that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Okay.
whether you live a certain type of life or you don't, you could be a target or at the hands of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Youngins nowadays, you see a lot of them attacking old people and people who they feel like are maybe a little bit weaker. You know what I'm saying? So it's still going on, and it's crazy because it's like I'm I don't really want to say nothing about the police too too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? But like we complain about what the police do to us and continue to brutalize us and treat us like subhuman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But then we tend to do that to ourselves too. And now go ahead.
No, you keep saying that's something I've always talked about is whenever it comes to those situations to where there is what seems like an injustice between police and the encounters that they have. Um I guess some say I play devil's advocate when I ask these questions, but I'm always asking questions in terms of like accountability because that's all you have at the end of the day is how you respond and how you act in a certain situation. You can't control anybody else's behaviors or emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I speak from a personal perspective because there's been times where to where I've interacted with police, in a situation to where I was under the influence, probably shouldn't have been driving.
Mm-hmm.
People in the car, probably shouldn't have been in the car. Things in the car, probably shouldn't have been in the car. But I've never felt my life threatened. I've never been to jail. I've been in a holding tank because I was too drunk in public. My bad. I was too drunk in public one time. I went to the holding cell for the night. Yeah, whatever. You do shit when you're young.
Right.
But I've never felt that my life was threatened, and I've never been to jail. And this has happened on multiple occasions. And 37 years later, like I'm still, local police friends. I'm good. I'm good friends with the local police. I'll say that. I, I'll say that. I've done networking events. I'm great friends with the local police. I will say that.
I was gonna say you friends with them how? Like you friends with them they grew up in your neighborhood or you friends with them like I got a question for you. Are you friends with them like if your next door neighbor got robbed, you would tell them who robbed them?
I, I mean, if I
Are you
knew,
friends with your next door neighbor?
I don't know my next door neighbors.
Okay.
That's the thing.
All right.
But like, if there was something to go down in my neighborhood, and if I knew one of the cops that showed up to the scene because a lot of them come to my gym, I would let them know what I know. Hey, because I don't want no issues at my house. Like, hey, this is my house. I don't want no issues. So
Okay. I mean, we kind of got a different perspective on that.
that's fair. I know how I may have an unpopular opinion with that one.
Yo,
Though.
90% of my interactions with police have been unpleasant. You know what I'm saying?
And I hate that for you, but I understand that.
And it's whether or not I've given them any kind of like, issues or not. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't every time I was on some dumb shit with the police. I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want you to take me out the car. Motherfucker came to the car one time talking about, you want me to tase you? Nah, bruh, that wasn't on my list of things to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? Getting tased at the red light, nigga. Like, wasn't what I had in mind tonight, but you know what I'm saying?
Don't tase me, bro.
The whole kid, that shit was wild. He came up that joint. At least he didn't have his hand on his gun. You know what I mean? But the whole thing is, you assume that as a black male, you know what I mean, that you have to tase me. So it's like we have I ain't gonna say an enemy, but we should have like a common goal. I don't know why the violence still be going on. Like is it emotion fed? Like a lot of times when we was growing up, it wasn't just, I guess it kind of was emotion, but a lot of times it was retaliation on some like, you felt a certain type of way, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might have did something to your folks, you know, you doing something to they folks, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's been the same. Like it's just continuing on, and I'm concerned. Why is it continuing? Like where's the stop to the shit?
Sneaky Ricky said that he like Cameron. They ain't seen nothing.
So whenever
Sneaky Ricky, I agree with you.
That's the boy.
I don't even know my last name, officer. I just want to go home. Shit. But
I guess I'm going the back route. They're going when I say my name, they're gonna know who I am. They're gonna, oh, okay. All right. You all right? Okay. Have a good night. That's my goal, I guess, at the end of it. But whatever.
no
I also
doubt.
don't go around breaking the rules, so
Yeah. You kind of live safe, but the thing is, you can live as safe as you want, and this violence will still touch you.
that's
Or could.
yeah,
I don't want to speak
it's
that over you, bro. That ain't what I'm trying to say. You know, I
for
ain't doing.
sure.
I ain't what I'm trying to say. But like,
I understood.
you
what you
still
were
gotta
saying.
be on your
Right.
dean, bro. Like,
It's I mean, listen, I even gotten to the point to where because I commute back and forth, you know, from public transportation, I walk, I don't wear headphones in both of my ears just so I can have one ear open to my environment cuz I don't trust drivers. Like I don't it's crazy. I don't use a lot of crosswalks simply because I don't trust drivers. Like I'll like at a major intersection that, you know, it's a lot of traffic, then yeah, I'll use a crosswalk because it's intended, but like in like a neighborhood, I'll make sure I just cross whenever it's empty. If a car is coming and they stop for me, I'll motion them past cuz I just don't trust people behind the wheel of a vehicle. And that's me personally.
all right. But you was starting to talk about your headphones not being in. I thought you was gonna say something about being vigilant, like around, like keeping around yourself.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
My
That's
man
the same
told me
thing.
he just let people go on crosswalks. Fuck that.
No,
Just keep it moving.
I have one earphone in, my left one, and I keep my right ear open so I can be vigilant. So anything happening, dogs barking, yada yada, people walking, talking, I can hear all that around me. And part of the reason why I do that is so that I can hear cars coming as I'm walking, and I'll let them go ahead. No, go ahead. All right, cool, and then I'll go about my business.
Man, it was on the news. This ain't happened too long ago, but it was a little while back. Um, there was a party out in like, you know where Brooklyn is at, Brooklyn Pop or Brooklyn in Maryland.
I don't.
So there was like a little
It's another
party
one.
around there that joint got shot up. Multiple people, you know what I mean, out there shot up, injured. My girl was telling me about a spot that she worked at. People getting shot up right there on the doorstep in front of a nonprofit. Like,
Bro, I went to Bowie State. I went to Bowie State early 2000s. Their homecoming this year. Crazy traffic, a lot of attendees. Apparently, there was a shooting there.
it could happen anyway.
That's
Like,
wild.
like in certain parts, you kind of expect that. That's like the not Bowie State, not Bowie State, but the game is still the game. It's just the game is super reckless now. Like everybody got their little hands on a firearm, and a lot of these little youngins don't know how to shoot them. You know what I mean? And they hit the wrong person. They shot up the America's Best, trying to hit the person, and then ended up running around the corner. So it's like
America's Best.
the wing spot.
The wing spot.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to
There's a
figure.
glasses.
There
Best
is one that's
glasses.
there's America's Best Glasses in that shopping center that my mother go to. So that's why I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? The shit's everywhere, and
Okay.
bullets don't got no name on them. You know what I'm saying? And my whole what I wonder is why we keep doing it to ourselves. Like
That's the question I've always asked whenever it came to. Again, I always get called the devil's advocate or the Uncle Tom in these situations. Whenever it comes to a situation to where an individual who is black is killed by somebody who may be white or a different race, as to what they were doing that got them in that situation, just kind of like accountability. Like, yeah, I understand you may feel that what happened is wrong, and I may agree with you in certain situations, but at the end of it, to make sure it doesn't happen again, we have to take accountability in our part as to how it even got to this point. Because the way a lot of these stories have started off, I've been in those situations and I haven't ended at the ending they came to. So it's
Mhm.
like, so how are we very similar in our upbringing, but ended up at two different points in the same story almost?
I mean, the thing is, in all honesty, I understand it in a lot of ways. I play devil's advocate for the other side because I understand it in a lot of ways. Like if somebody coming for you, you know what I'm saying? If they coming for you, you gonna have to do what you gotta do. And that's if you live in a certain type of lifestyle, you should kind of generally have to worry about that. People that wasn't kind of didn't have to worry about that, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
was
I
growing up, it was
definitely.
just like a little bit different. You know what I mean? I wasn't raised like that. Like I did what I would call stupid shit now. You know what I mean? But
We
I had
all we
I
all
didn't
did
I
stupid.
didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And like there was certain times I didn't give a fuck, and that's kind of sad because that's not what was intended. You know what I mean? That's not what I intended. That one, you know what I mean? Wasn't what I want, but it was a. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of fun. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like
So
everybody has a canon event in their life where they're young, dumb, and just having fun, and
yeah,
that's fair.
because there was a certain like I could also separate myself from it. Some people
Okay.
grow up in it. Some people born into it. A
Mm.
certain life, you know what I mean? That's
Okay.
all they know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't necessarily sit there and knock a person if that's all they know. You could hope that they want something different, but that's all they know. You know what I mean? And when I think about it, like the more of the question is like, why is it happening? To pose the question is what kind of a solution? Even if we can maybe be some sort of a small solution, we ain't the people I think is gonna solve the whole equation. I ain't trying to be that. I'm not that
But if we
arrogant
can
to
get the
think, but like
question out there, more
and
people
nah,
can.
and then come up with some sort of solution too. Like nah, it ain't just got to be the question. Think
Okay.
about it, cause you can't. There has to be something for youngins to do. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
order to keep them from that. Some of them you ain't gonna be able to keep from it. That's just gonna be what they gonna be who they are. You can't stop that. But we could try like put an end to the violent aspect of it. It could be a lie of money, but little young is still getting emotional over whatever, whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, so like you said, the question is why are they getting emotional over such what seems to us to be so trivial things?
sometimes just a high head moment. I've had high head moments. You know what I'm saying? You might be drinking, you might be high. You know what I'm saying? You might be on a pit. You don't know. You know what
But
I'm
what? So what?
saying?
But
And
in
you have a high head moment. You know what I mean? That you regret the next day, and you just gotta kind of learn to live with it.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? I have had different experiences because I took a different path out of high school, and there was times after like being a contractor or whatever that I got different experiences that I'm not going to share here. You know what I'm saying? But I know what that feels like. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? So
okay,
certain people, I get how you have to kind of like shake it off. You know what I mean? You can move forward and go through everyday life after having done something that you might not have never thought you would do.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like we should that I hope that we can. We want to help empower and
It's part of the goal. Yeah.
spark different things, and that's helping our community, our culture, and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and one thing we not gonna do is we ain't gonna exploit people's like deaths and all that to try benefit or nothing like that. Like, but we should. I don't have to think. We have to think about this because this kind of bothers me.
And
Bothers me a little bit.
I get
My
where you're
son
coming
24. Like,
from. Your son's 24.
yeah, kind of bothers me, man. I got an 8-year-old son that's coming up,
Okay.
and at some point, like it's 2023, bruh. Like at
It's
some
wild.
point in time, the shit.
It's a wild and crazy world out there.
It,
Yeah.
it's why I keep a joint. I'm saying like,
I mean,
just you don't never know. Nobody else, you know what I'm saying, need to know. Like, the fuck, can't get caught lacking.
yeah, nah. But I mean, like to your question as to why it's happening. I've always felt that crime and any injustice incurred was always money motivated. So it's like when we
You
talk,
say any crime or injustice is
well,
money.
not any crime, but a majority of crimes that aren't romantically or passion involved.
It ain't over a woman.
100%. Any crime is committed that is not involving a woman typically is, money is involved, right? So it's like, what about this? Somehow in these or these continuing generations, the patience of hard work is lost, and everybody's looking for this kind
That's
of quick
true.
come up,
That's true.
and if they see so and so getting away with this thing and it elevated them to this point, oh, I can do that too. But then we get upset when we get caught and have to face the implications of our transgressions.
Oh, they just snitch.
Oh yeah, they
They just snitch.
I mean, yeah, they do. But
They gonna try and get their time cut. What you mean?
you said how long? All right, wait a
Nah.
minute, wait,
No,
wait.
it was all his idea. He told me where she lived at, what time she was gonna be there. He brought the mask. He brought the gun.
I was just in the car.
Yeah, I ain't know what was happening. Next thing we know, we at this girl house.
He told me we was going to get chicken and fried rice. Son.
Yeah. He handed me a gun, and I was like, "Why you giving me this? What you doing?" I put the mask on and walked up to the house, and then I knocked on the window. But nah, I wasn't involved, officer.
I thought it was a joke. He said it was a joke.
Man, they'll snitch on their boy. They'll snitch on themselves. Like, nah.
It's terrible.
You better rock solo, no, uno, one alone, one deep.
Tears.
Mm.
Yeah.
But nah. So, I mean, because the whole thing is, if you're gonna reach them, whoever it might be, whoever you may feel like, because some people, I feel like, get forced into that life. Everybody don't choose it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody doesn't choose it. Some people try to find a way out. It's a testament to, I guess, if it's a lot of them that live in, like, we got away. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents made sure we got away.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
It's some people that don't get that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So they have to make the best of the opportunity or the circumstances
That
that
they
they have.
yeah.
And it's like where it could be it's you can't judge a person's situation. And I'm just like the violence continues to like take away the resources that's right around that could change whatever the circumstances are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we say sons, nephews, his father's getting killed, grandfather's getting killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just like lagging behind in the overall race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We losing some of our best resources. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of talent that's going out and making it happen and all that. There's great success stories and all that. And then some people are just pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Pieces of shit come in all colors, shapes, sizes, all economic classes, all of that. You know what I mean? But for us, like
I said, it was, and the way you mentioned losing out on resources, it made me think about how, like, working at the gym, we have certain amenities that a lot of other places don't have, and that's what draws people to us. But because people who have access to these amenities treat them with such disrespect, we begin to lose out on access to these amenities. And then they complain about, you don't have this, you don't have that, you're charging me this, or you're charging me that. And it's like, well, you're not following the rules that we have in place to make sure that we can keep this operational. So I just work here. What do you want me to do?
well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I be sometimes prone to nigga shit.
a
So
lot of people
yeah,
are.
yeah. So you know what I mean. I can't really say too much about that.
No.
Yeah, dog. I really can't.
Dropping my weights.
Yeah,
I'm sick of that shit. Stop dropping my weights.
nah, I don't do that.
I know you don't.
Yeah, I don't
But
do that.
so, hey, real quick, PSA, hey, if you gotta drop the weights or if you gotta slam the weights, you are not as strong as you think you are. Stop ego lifting. It don't serve nobody no good. Not you, not the chick you think who's looking, not whoever you think is looking. It serves nobody no good. Stop slamming the weights. Slow, controlled movements. If you can let it down slowly, because I lift to be strong to pick ladies up. You can't just drop her down when you're done, right?
This nigga, hey
Because
yo,
I'm mad. Because I hear this shit all day. It's dumb. Stop slamming the weights.
PSA,
All right,
nigga.
I'm done. Sorry, ran over.
Stop slamming.
Stop
weights.
slamming my weights. I'm done. PSA over.
Oh man, see, violence in the black community comes in all forms and fashions.
Cut it out. It's not necessary.
And see, when there's a particular situation that comes to mind that when we hung out, we was fortunate that that wasn't met with no retaliation. But I kind of feel like the point got made.
At
The moment.
100%. Like, whatever you're thinking is gonna happen is not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So let's just squash this right here, right now, and we can all live a long, prosperous life.
Yeah, we just want to. At this point, we just want to go home. Yo, I don't even know. Your man's was like, yeah, they ain't. Yeah, we just gonna get rid of them. And like, yeah, we just try to go. But see,
my shirt got ripped. I was mad about that.
Yeah.
You don't understand, bro. Like it was my going out shirt, so I was like, oh yeah, we going out tonight. I'm finna put this on, and then these niggas start acting up, and then that happened, and I looked and my sleeve was ripped. I was like,
hey yo, I remember that shit whole time.
my heart was broke, y'all. Like that was my going out shirt.
This nigga, yeah, I mean. You moved
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens when people. It happens when people get rearranged. You know what I'm saying?
And then nobody knows how it happened. Like, wait, what? Those two niggas over there?
Yeah, I was involved in what I was involved in, and seeing that it was like, man, let me do this real quick so I can see what's going on over there. I just knew that I was like, yeah. I looked at the wall. I was like, we walking out of here. That's
so
what I
look,
do
so
know.
look, so look, we should probably
Yeah,
anybody who's listening probably needs clarification. We should probably just go ahead and tell a story, because they're like, wait, what are they talk? Wait, what? So,
all right. So we go out one night. We hanging out. I can't remember where we went. It's somewhere in DC. So it's me, you, we hanging out, a couple females, and we waiting on some other people to come. So we just at the bar, chilling. I can't remember how whatever happened, to be honest. I don't even know how the situation jumped off or sparked off or whatever, but it was, I believe, at the bar. Cuz girl came up and Cuz was over there. Oh, Cuz started talking, saying something to me because his girl started talking to me at the bar.
mm-hmm.
But she wasn't trying like me and she wasn't doing none of that to be
Nothing
like to be
crazy.
real. She just was trying to get to the bar.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought. What
Yeah.
I thought was like you were at the bar and there was a spot there, and she squeezed in there and just had a conversation with you while waiting for the bartender. Is what I saw.
It was just a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what you get?
And then Cuz got out of pocket. When he started getting, a little loud, his folks stood up. And yeah, I know that you was here 1 second. I went like this to dude. Look, you was over there. And so you want to tell the rest of it?
I'm not going to tell the rest of it. I'm going to tell what I experienced, and all I know is as
Black on black crime.
it was terrible, bro.
Black on black
I
crime.
was just trying to make sure I was making it home. My man was talking to her, and then I seen the guy come up, and I just kind of just intuition, I guess you could call it. I felt like the conversation was getting a little kind of high pitched. Not high pitched, but
No,
I felt
dude
like something
came
was
over.
off.
No, dude came over there high pitched. He had his high voice on.
Yeah, he had his high
He
voice
did.
on. So I was kind of looking, and I noticed the table that he came from. The two gentlemen that were still there at the table stood up and began to move in a aggressive fashion towards my man's Mosiah. And I was like, if not for nothing, I'm not gonna let that happen.
That certainly didn't happen.
And the next thing I know is
Two niggas got moved across the room and sat down.
I don't know what he's saying, but the next thing I know is
That was a blackout moment.
seeing the two of them, and they're back in their chairs with shocked expressions on their face. And I'm like, just sit here and I'll figure out what's going on. And I walked over back to man Mosiah here, and that's his
That
situation.
situation was done.
Was done.
And they're getting thrown out of the joint. And whole time we was with a friend of ours, you know what I'm saying, who was in there trying to calm the situation down and all that. But it's just people get out of pocket, they get emotional, and that's how a lot of these type of situations happen. And they sometimes don't go your way. You know what I'm saying? But
they got up like they thought it was going.
Hey dog, they whole everything. They house was broken, egos was broken. They just was like, nope. Because it made no sense for both of them to be getting moved at the same time. I know they looked at each other like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, like the emotional,
y'all, I promise y'all.
the emotional things that happen are what is, I think, leads to it, like you say. You know what I'm saying? Some things are premeditated. I mean, some things are part of the game. It is what it is. Like, but the thing that makes a person, yeah, I got a parlay. I got a parlay. They telling me what's going. They telling me what's going on my parlay real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
Little distraction from the crime.
Oh, it's
Hey, look.
a part of the charm.
Hey, look. I'm
If you're
trying.
tuning in, you love it. I know you do.
But nah, man. All type of things could spark something off. But I do think that emotion a lot of time is at the root of it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The lack of ability to be able to control yourself or whatever.
Stoicism. Yeah.
You know, like it leads to bad decisions, bad choices. It's a lot of people in jail sitting in there right now for they might have been rational their whole life, and in a moment of 10 seconds, just in a moment of whatever, them 10, 20 seconds cost them 20 years.
So here's a question to you and whoever's tuning in. Why do we feel like in today's society that stoicism or the control of your emotions is so frowned upon?
I don't think it is.
You don't?
I don't think it is. I think that when you can control yourself, people don't know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And sometimes you have to feed it a little bit. You know, most situations I'm like, I mean, unless I'm dealing with her, you know what I mean? I'm not arguing with a female. Like you going like, but and I'm definitely not arguing with a dude. Like,
bro.
So I'm not. Me and my friends, we have debates. You know what I'm saying? We talk about sports. We talk about whatever. What car might be better? What this might be better? You know what I mean?
GTR all day.
You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna sit in there arguing about dumb stuff. If you getting mad over a little whatever because we debating about something, you might be kind of fragile.
You talking about like, pepperoni or sausage?
Nah, I'm not talking about none of that. So I'm fucking with you.
That's why we asked. You didn't say shit.
But nah, the definite, I think a lot of it is ego, emotion, you know what I'm saying? Jealousy, envy.
I'm just quoting the rap bar.
I'm just saying, but you're right. You're absolutely right. You know what I mean? Those are things, but those are things that humans experience though. Male, females, like
100%.
we all experience those type of emotions. Like we can all be jealous at times, like in all time. Like there's some men that are more jealous than females or act whatever. Like so it's not just black men. It's women do the same thing. Women have had violent streaks and all that, but we kind of focused on. But there's not too many females that's not just out here smoking niggas for no reason.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like carjacking old ladies. Like it's not a lot of females that's carjacking old ladies. You know what I mean? And it's like if you in the game and if you in the game and you're doing your thing and that's what y'all do, that's something separate. I feel like
but old ladies,
you choose to do.
It wasn't until you said it the second time.
Because I called my like, what the fuck did I just say?
I didn't catch it the first time, but you said the second time.
Like,
I was like, wait, what did he say?
Choose choice together. Choice. Then invented a new word and shit. You know what I mean?
Today,
trademark. It's like, nah.
11-9 choice, nigga.
But nah, man, at the end of the day, you know, there's things that I feel like, you know, we could try to do to steer them away. There's less things I feel like, especially after the pandemic, a lot of this younger generation got shortchanged when it came to school because they forced them to go home and all that. Like,
And then had to learn online.
you know,
after
that
never doing it before.
Yeah, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things have been unfair, and it's
We had to work online.
yeah. I mean,
That's, wait,
but
what?
as an adult working online is cool. I like to work. I like working from home for a little while. I got kind of bored after a minute. You know, when I ain't have too much to do, I would get my work done and be like, so I'm outside.
It was like being back in school, and I fucking hated it.
So,
Fucking hated
hey,
it. That's
but this is something that, you know, it kind of rings true to me because when my son was like coming up, you know, it's some kids that go through this every day. So I'm not trying like disparage, but I had different, you know, hopes for my son. Like I ain't want my son to grow up and see something like that or experience something like that. But he lost one of his friends, you know what I mean, to a violent situation. So, you know, like we've seen it. My family has seen it. Like tons of families have seen it. Like they've lost young ones and all of that. And I don't know what other races go through, and I'm not in that whatever. But I feel like it's us that's predominantly taking our own lives. And that's not to say go kill other people, you know what I mean, or go kill other races, you know what I'm saying? But
why are we so adept and so comfortable with?
there's a bigger issue that's at hand that's probably don't have like all the time in the world to talk about at the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a bigger it speaks to a bigger issue, bigger problem. You know what I mean?
It's like I think what you're saying is a way I've described it is we're crabs in a barrel and we're trying to climb out, and what we happen to do is we happen to climb on others that are climbing higher than we are to pull, and we not necessarily by intention pull others down, but that's what's happening. And the bigger question, to your point, is why are we in the barrel?
Yeah, so that's my point.
Yeah, why
Not
are
the
we in
whole
the
crab in
barrel?
the barrel. I mean, we kind of, I mean, I think every race probably has like a jealousy, envy, like class thing and all that. But like the why are we in the barrel
Yeah.
is the bigger thing. It's like we keep doing this to ourselves. So how do we ever catch up? There's already things designed to keep us in a certain place, and we continue to go along with it because for everyone that does, you know what I'm saying, we're losing 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. And I could be wrong. I don't
the
have
numbers,
stats and facts in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
just
going
have
by
the
what I
YouTube
feel,
up.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I see more tragedy than I see triumph.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So again, I guess to play devil's advocate, let me ask you this. Do you think it would be easier to figure out how to get out of the barrel, or do you think it would be easier to figure out why we're in the barrel in the first place?
Nah, we know why we in the barrel in the first place, dog. I know why we in the barrel, bro. It's them. It's them. It's them, bro. That's why we in the barrel.
So since you know that,
So it should be to figure out how to get out of that motherfucker. And one of the main things is to stop killing each other. That's the first thing is to stop killing each other.
In the barrel,
So how do we stop? Let's stop being crabs. Actually, you know what I'm saying. Let's stop describing ourselves as crabs. How do we get out of whatever the proverbial barrel is? Takes us not killing each other first. We need our soldiers. We need our army. We need our queens. We gotta stop beating up on our women. We gotta stop not raising our kids and keeping our kids away from fathers and all that type of shit. It's just a lot of things that go into it, but the violence is kind of like the tip of the iceberg. You feel me? Hey, yo, throw him an ISO shot. Can you put the camera on him? Can you put the camera on him?
On who, me?
You. Him.
Why?
You.
Why?
All right. I'm going to just walk off then.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So
I was just trying to preempt it. I mean, we live. We all good.
Good. Yeah. It's just
We live in studio.
again.
I can still talk. You know what I'm saying?
Again, it just kind of threw me for a loop.
I think you good.
Yeah.
You can still continue the conversation. They don't necessarily gotta hear me.
That's fair. Hey, what's up, y'all? So, if you're tuning in, chime in. Why do you think violence and crime is so prevalent in? We won't even say black communities. We'll just say uh underprivileged communities, or in any communities that you exist in. Just speak on that. Meanwhile, I'll just kind of freestyle. Oh man, threw it to me. I was like, wait, why? Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah. Um, but yeah, those for you who are chiming in, it's rose, raw sauce. I got bottles in the decanter plastic bottles for the sauce. My simple ass, I got the wrong size tops. So the right size tops are coming in. Tap into the DM at Black Rose, the Diplomat underscore the Diplomat. I'll get you some bottles here soon. For those who invested early in the creation of raw sauce, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all are definitely gonna get some holiday bottles in soon. Right in time for Christmas, baby. Um, But yeah, another news. I'm also going to become a personal trainer. I've enrolled in ISSA online. I'm gonna be a certified personal trainer soon. Living in the gym, just being there. It made sense. It was like, why not? You know what I mean? Getting a discount thanks to my rep Mimi. If you're looking to become a certified personal trainer, hit me up, hit the DM. I got a rep for you. That'll get you a discounted rate.
Bro, you a natural at this shit.
It's
You a natural at this shit, bro. Like real live, dog. I'm gonna let you keep going for a second.
I'm just looking to help out those who have helped me. And I've been saying it for so long. I need a TV show, and this is 2023. This is what it is. So, this face
Belongs
belongs
on
on
the
the tizoo.
tizoo. So here you are, bro. Hey, look. But that's what it starts with. You
This
feel
is
me?
it. This is it. Yeah.
You giving back and helping, reaching back to help.
Yeah.
Those are the type of things that will help further us as
Your network is your net worth. So
yeah.
yeah.
And we have a lot of positive influence, and you know, whatever, like everybody has the people that ain't gonna be above board, liars, cheaters, stealers, murderers, like all of them. I think that in the other side, you know what I mean, they got the worst type killers over there. Cut your head off, stick it up your butt, make you shit it back out, screw your head back on, and sleep with your corpse type shit. You don't be having that
How you
in our community. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait? What?
that's not what we do. We out there, and because you like they sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'ma smoke you for your sneakers.
And that's the worst part about it, bro, is like I think that even when you look to like who they look up to, like their mentors or whoever they look up to, it's like you're willing to end this person's life to have the same shoes they have versus doing what they had to do to get to where they are.
But
To
see,
have those
you
shoes.
can't say that though, because we talking about the youngins though. Like, okay,
So
if
what?
you're a grown man and you out there, and that's something different. We
Okay.
talking about the youth that's coming up. Like,
Okay.
grown people's gonna make grown people decisions. They gonna do what they do
Yeah.
because you never know if that person's mother bought them shoes for Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they looking at it like you never know how they looking at it. It's not what they might have had to do. It's just that, yo, you got them joints and I don't. Or, sometimes it might be they think you sweet for it. You know what I mean? They just gonna try you cut just because.
I mean, I guess I've been fortunate to not be in a situation.
There ain't nobody gonna really, that ain't happening. Yeah, I gotta happen. But, the end of the day, it's a whole lot of reasons that it could happen. But why it continues to happen in the target, I think needs to be kind of like why we target each other more so than maybe anybody else. It's like kind of gonna go with what you know. You know what I'm saying? So if you live in a neighborhood where you see the same folks every day, you in close proximity, this person got that. You know what I mean?
I think it's like a ease of access or easier access.
Yeah, you do is familiar. You know what I'm saying? Most serial killers, they first killing in their neighborhood. You know what I mean? Or they kill somebody or they kill somebody that they know. You know what I'm saying? So we just, I don't know. I would love to come up with some sort of a part that we just don't talk about it. You know what I mean? We actually do something
and figure it out
that helps. You know what I mean? Like like I said, I don't think that we gonna be able to figure out the whole whatever. Like that's dismantling the system. But I would like to be the plaintiff versus the United States of America at some point. Yeah, that's a goal. That's a goal.
Hey, you heard it here.
Let's hope they don't come for me first.
Ooh, is there a major difference in that?
They got way more money than me.
Yeah,
they got way more. Their resources is way more money than me.
Oh my God.
You know
they would have any and everything on you.
So there had to be an airtight case. Yeah. Every associate, whatever. Fuck that. But nah, all jokes aside, like there is like what this podcast was born out of. I know we've maybe been like a little all over the place in terms of the topics and all that, but we still, the topics that we speak on are about, us. You know what I mean? Us as black people, if you identify with African American, we hope that everybody will want to tune in, but we do this because it's for our people, you know what I mean? And I want to do it for our people, and I want to hopefully, be able to educate. We bring people in here that are hope to empower, positive people that anybody could look up to and say, yo, I want to do that, or I want to be that. Like,
for sure. Hey,
what I mean?
Like I said, I told you about the interaction I had with old girl at the gym who is a podcast host as well, who has 90,000 followers on her IG page. But I also have another friend who's looking about doing a podcast. I have a few friends who are like hitting me up like, hey, I see you doing this, yada yada. What do you think about this? And I'm just always open to, like I said, share my experiences with anybody who's willing to listen. Not saying I've done everything in the world, but I've done quite a few things. And if you have questions and are willing to listen, hey, I'm a great storyteller. So,
yeah. I mean, I just hope that at the end of the day, man, that people could find some jewels in what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
I know for sure they will.
I ain't really big on like telling stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of my stories I kind of try to keep to myself because.
And that's fair. That's fair.
I just like. But nah, I do feel like, I mean, I hope that people are able to grab a jewel from what we saying. Um, Eventually, I hope that we're able to bring people that we can hope to inspire. You and I will be able to inspire people, and
We will, because
yeah.
you continue to inspire me every day with these fucking Invicta watches, bro. Because this shit, you reached for the bottle and I saw the glisten and I was like,
But
damn.
I been had this jump though, yo.
It's still gorgeous though. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I appreciate that. This is
Yeah.
actually this was actually a gift. So you asked earlier,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That question about what is it about her?
Hey, hey.
So now
Shout
we
out.
could just we could just kind of chill
Shout
on that.
out. Yeah.
So, but nah, man, I think that this does warrant further examination as we hope to find,
Root cause.
I don't like the word target audience because I hope that anybody could listen and find something, that they could take away from it. But I honestly feel like we still working toward that. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
we definitely appreciate the audience that's watching. You know what I mean? We love y'all for tuning in. But I do think that this can bring some further examination. Maybe this will be a good time to, have a guest, or maybe in a couple weeks we could re-examine this and we could bring them, maybe like have a little panel, get a little discussion if that's something that, the
If you know
people that are
somebody that knows
listening,
somebody,
yeah,
let
if
us
you are
know.
listening and you might be interested in, doing a little panel, we'll see how we could set that up and maybe get some invites out to do that in a couple weeks, a few weeks or so, because I really would like to talk about this, and then maybe that we could find somebody who wants to come together. You know what I mean, and put some things together to help people. I would love to coach hoops. I'm pretty sure
I
there's
love working with the
yeah.
community.
I mean,
Doing
I got a
this.
cousin. I got a cousin Slick Fit. That's his. He do workout. My cousin Rashad. He do workout. His Slick Fit joint. You can follow him on IG or whatever.
Slick Fit.
Slick Fit.
Okay. All right.
He do the health food, like the sea malls, you know what I'm saying? I think he do meal prep too. Check him, you gotta check him out to
Man,
do all
Byron
of it,
does
because I don't
that.
want to say, what he do wrong, but I definitely know he get you right in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like it it takes people, you know what I mean, that'll be
Yeah.
willing to come together, willing to help embrace the youth. You know what I'm saying? I know that people that got sons and really be with their sons, and they be with their daughters, they be with their kids, like they don't want to lose their kids to nothing crazy like that, whether they came from that or not. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people I know, you know what I'm saying, put a lot of things down when they had kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They lived a different kind of life. It ain't always the story of, oh, I had to go do this because some people got inspired to do something different. So I don't know, man. I think it does warrant further examination. Like,
Most definitely. And I would be most delighted if we were the ones fortunate enough to spark something, an idea, a conversation that was able to kind of start a movement to fix this issue. If not eradicate it, at least move it in the direction of the decline to where it's not such a problem.
I mean, in real life, bruh, it's 2023, and we still like fighting to be equal. So eradication
That's
is
why I said
definitely
that
is definitely we eradicate each other.
I know. That's what I'm like.
Like they not putting bullets in the head of the opaque person that's pulling up in the vehicle that's asking for the 8 ball out the window. You know what I mean? Because they want that.
I'm sorry. Continue.
It ain't them. You know what I'm saying? It's always us. Yeah, I might have said the wrong thing.
It's You're gonna love it though. You're gonna love it. All right, yeah. So But you're right. What you're saying, I understand what you're
The
saying, and
overall premise, right?
it's like are why is it that we're so subject to words are hard. America. Why are we so subject to that kind of eventful altercation? Why does it have to go down that way?
Um, yeah, I don't know, but most of the times I've been in any kind of situation, I probably been dumb because I wasn't the one backing down. You know what I'm saying? And it probably could have escalated to something. And I wasn't walking around before with just like any old day was walking around with a jump because I feel like if you do that, you attract that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
And so I wasn't trying like I wasn't trying to live that kind of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like you want to live that no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
put certain things down, do something different. You know what I mean? And hopefully you get a different outcome. And that shit is job like work. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like I said, if that's your environment, if that's all you around, you may be the person that's trying to turn over a new leaf, change it up, whatever, and your circumstances ain't gonna let you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or people around you ain't gonna let you.
Yes.
So that takes a different kind of strength. And like you said, you haven't ever had the feeling where you felt like somebody was going to do something to you or put your life in jeopardy or anything like that. So, you know, I don't know, you haven't had a time where you've had to, I guess, either fight your way out of it or talk your way out of it or whatever the case might be.
So outside of the situation where you and I, where we went out, there was one other time to where I had to get physical, and this is when me and my brother, or my best friend of like 25 years, so I call him my brother Chris. He's probably watching. Shout out, bro. There was a time when we were bartending slash bouncing a dive bar in Waldorf, and there was we would host young and upcoming performers, whatever kind of genre you had. It was in Waldorf, so it was more of a country bar, but the owner would invite young and upcoming young and upcoming rappers to come in. And there was it's the slow and deliberate motions that's the so it was a dive bar to where he would invite young and upcoming rappers to do their like little performances, whatever. And there was a group to where one of the guys in the group, so I have to explain how it is. So it's, think of when you walk into a bar, there's a bar to the left, there's pool tables to the right. If you go further, there's more like tables and seating area, and then there's a bar to the right of that. So there's two bars. The group that came in sat at one of the seating areas next to that second bar, and my brother noticed that a bottle of Crown was missing off of the shelf in the second bar because of the way it was lined up. Like there was an obvious gap, and I guess they had done it alphabetically or whatever. I don't know. He knew it was Crown. So he went and confronted them, and the one dude stood up and went like he was going to get his jacket and turned around and hit my brother in the face. And he looked at me, and that was the last thing I remember seeing. And the next thing I know, the police were there. There were like 6 or 7 guys outside of the bar that we were at. The bar door was broken. Um, the bartenders were like telling us, they were like not congratulating us, but like, oh my God, thank you, like yada yada type shit.
Y'all was the heroes.
the type shit, and I don't remember exactly what happened, so I'll talk to. We'll have to get him as a guest to explain that story. I don't remember. I just know that it didn't go down the way they thought it was going to go down.
Yo, it usually never does, bruh.
Yeah, it usually never does. I don't know why they try it. It's so like
Man, you know why. It is what it is.
eso sí que es
Ah,
español.
muy bueno.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
See. Okay. Okay. Well,
They're gonna love that.
hey,
This is
you
it.
on episode 6. He like, yup, they about to love this. Give the people what they want.
What they
Shout out
want.
to Jalen Rose.
Hey, gotcha.
Oh, man. But look, I do think that maybe in a couple weeks, we just kind of play it by ear, see how we do. But this would be a nice discussion to have. You know what I mean? I can think of some people that will probably have, some good things to say. Some definite good input.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see how we could finagle that or whatever.
Yeah.
Cause that's something that's kind of near to me. Like, I do think that there's a certain, like,
Je ne sais quoi.
nah, because I was about to talk about gang shit.
Oh.
I ain't never been in no gang.
I mean,
I've never been in no gang, but like,
me either.
I don't think that.
I didn't even do fraternities in college.
Yeah, I ain't big on none of that. I ain't big on none of that type of shit. Like, I heard motherfuckers in fraternities, that's just not it. They ain't, but no disrespect. Shout out to fraternities, sororities, all that.
Divine
Saying? Do your thing.
Know a lot of y'all.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't got no hate. It's just not for me.
It's not for me. Can't do it.
But like even the gang thing, back in the day, it used to be about family. I feel like it used to be about community. You know what I mean? And now people just out here starting their own gangs, but calling it a part of another gang. You know what I'm saying? And
Really?
they calling they developing their own little shit. There was a blood thing going on in PG County for a minute. People was claiming blood, and when real bloods was pulling up. You ain't blood gang for real, for real. So, it's I'm just like, is it like emulating a certain lifestyle that people want to live a certain life?
I mean, I feel like it might be. But then ultimately it's like, what exactly from that lifestyle are you looking for?
Money.
And so
You said it earlier, money.
I know that. So then the question is, okay, so if it's money you're looking for, why not go these other routes? What is it about this route? And I guess
it's
to
fast
the question, it's fast. I already knew the answer.
Yeah, it's fast money.
What about the risk though? It's high risk.
I don't know. Depending on the money, don't give a fuck about the risk.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Said it here, America. That's what it is. They don't give a fuck about the risk because if it hits, if it hits.
Because if you on one, you can go sit.
If it hits, it hits.
You go sit.
Good.
Yeah, you sit. It's all right. Give me two. Let me say, they will go for 2 years and be like, hey, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I still keep things moving out. Woo, like, yeah.
It sounds like Grand Theft Auto. But
This nigga said Grand Theft Auto. You funny as shit. You funny as shit.
But nah, no. So and it's like, so if it's fast, if it hits, and if there's seemingly no risk, why stop is then the question. And that's why they keep doing it, because it's like it's working and it's not causing problems. But when it causes a problem, it causes a problem.
That's true.
Oh God, it causes a
Nah, that's true. But you know,
not speaking from personal experience. I'm just saying.
yeah. But it's like Sneaky Ricky said, like you can't reach them all. You know what I
You
mean?
can't.
But a mentor, role models, that does help.
Yeah. So it's like so then the question, because here's one thing I've always asked my mentors is if you're trying to get a message across to a certain audience and it's not getting across to them the way you deliver it,
Sure fault.
it's 100%. So then you should alter the way you deliver the message.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, if altering the message diverts from the way the majority of your audience hears it, is it worth changing the way you deliver the message? Or should those who are willing to try and understand what you're saying, should they adapt to the way you deliver the message? If that makes sense.
Are you saying the masses agree and you are losing out on a few with your message?
No, I'm talking the opposite. If the masses agree,
That's what I
and
said. If the masses agree.
and a few of
So if you're delivering a message and the masses agree and there's a small faction that doesn't get it because of how you're describing it, or you saying it the reverse?
I'm asking you, which would you do if the masses agree, or would you try and alter it to the few? Would you stick to your message if the masses agree, or would you try and alter your message so that that few understand?
Not to just not to go too far deep into it, because it definitely would depend on the circumstance.
For
If
sure.
I'm giving a TED talk,
It's a very broad cut.
yeah, because if you're giving a TED talk, then you're gonna hope your message lands with whoever it
There's the
lands with,
topic.
the majority.
If you vibe with this topic, you'll tune in. If
Yeah,
you don't,
you're gonna land with most people. If I'm a professor or somebody who's educating
an
people,
educator, yeah,
then I'm gonna
coach,
give my
mentor.
overall message, and then I'm gonna be able to identify the people who the message didn't land with. I'm gonna be able to see in the production that it's not getting across. So then it's my job and my duty to go and ensure that the message gets across to them, because I do
Okay.
have a responsibility to
So,
everybody in the class.
A little bit of both. Okay.
So it's different depending on the circumstance.
Okay.
You know what I
All right.
mean?
Okay, OG. Yeah. All right, my man.
Nah, you crazy. You know?
I'm
Nah, but
legit.
that's what it is. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? When
okay.
if I'm in the store,
Mm-hmm.
the message got to be across the board. I need this done. Can't be no playing favorites. Woo, 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 woo. I need this done, this done, that done, and woo, woo, woo. Now, I just so happen to be in sales where the people that work for me, they have numbers to hit and all that. So there might be a little favoritism if you crushing your numbers.
Oh, most definitely. If you
know what I
crush
mean?
your numbers, you're gonna get. You going. You feel me?
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you want cream in that coffee?
You might get. I ain't giving nobody no coffee. I'm gonna take it, dog. That's why I could never be. I mean, it just sounds weird to be a secretary anyway, and I guess that's no disrespect to
it does
male
get
secretaries or male admin assistants or nothing like that. No disrespect. I just would have a hard time being called a secretary. So,
You ain't gotta call me a secretary, but I mean, if
but
you're
that would be
crushing your
that would
numbers-
probably be the job. But I'm saying getting coffee. That's what I meant. Like getting coffee. I'm not getting nobody coffee. Man.
I look. So
That's
it was,
one reason I could not.
It wasn't. It wasn't about getting anybody coffee. It was more so about taking care of the team that worked for you when they. You gotta.
That's two different things, bro. The team, I would bring my team coffee.
That's what I was saying.
You were talking about being a secretary.
No, I
And
wasn't.
I just kind of diverted real quick about I couldn't bring nobody coffee.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
talking. So your top performer in your store if the top performer of
No.
the,
I couldn't work for somebody and bring them coffee.
I
Is what I
didn't.
mean. Yeah,
No,
I buy my team lunch.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's the
talking.
same thing to me.
That's no. So we're talking about two different things. I wasn't talking about working for
No,
somebody and
I
bringing
know
them
what
coffee.
you're talking about. What I deviated from real quick, just
Okay.
off a tangent,
Oh,
was I can't bring people coffee. It's not what you're saying about a secretary. I'm not tripping off that. I would just me personally. That was just a personal tangent I went on, bruh.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
It's not that deep about coffee.
Okay.
I would buy my team coffee. I bought my team lunch. We got extended hours coming up. I'm gonna buy them dinner. You know what I'm saying? I
What are you
want them
gonna
to
get
work. I don't know, something I like.
Hey, something I like.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I don't know, but a damn sure will probably be something close. We got a lot of stuff right around there. America's Best Wings, we got a cafe, little choco chicken,
I would work my
pizza spot.
I hate to say it to sound like a Negro, but I would work my heart off. My boss got me wings. You got wings?
Hey,
listen, listen at the spot I'm at, the gym I'm at, the new Chick-fil-A off of 202 opened up. They brought a platter of fucking the nuggets, a tray of nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
I went to town on that shit, bro. And then I got tired of nuggets and I couldn't have them for like a month and a half. It was terrible. I couldn't. I couldn't. They came by, gave me a free card. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay, sad to me.
Were you ready to commit violence?
No.
All right, good.
The only time I'm ready to enact violence is in defense of myself or somebody that I'm with. Like nice. I said, like we talked about that last time. You could say anything to me. I'm not gonna move. You put your hands on me, then I have your permission to whoop your ass.
I like that.
If you put your hands on me, that's you giving me permission to put my hands on you, and I'm gonna make sure that shit hurts. But
But nah, I think we've probably gone a little bit, probably way past an hour at this point.
Probably an hour.
So yeah. So I mean, I think this is something, worth further examination. You know what I mean? Put out some feelers and talk to some people and see if they maybe want to hop on and collab and see if we can get a little something started going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Just and then maybe we could put something together, behind the scenes too. It don't necessarily just have to be on the podcast. See if we can start working on something behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes clips?
Not the clips, nigga. Clips will be good for what we doing. Yeah, I was talking about trying to get people and put people on to empower and start getting
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the clips is dope. Put the clips together so we can get them out there. Now we need some more eyes. You know what I mean?
You feel me?
We ain't gonna be able to reach people and help people if we don't got nobody to reach and help. So, but that's gonna also take a bit of a commitment, off the camera. This is the platform, but I still feel like there's, some work that can be done. My little brother used to have a nonprofit. There's a few people I know that started nonprofits. So, we're gonna do that, man. We'll come back to this. This is definitely something we'll touch back on. But for right now, bro, I think we should just go ahead and wrap it up, man.
Yeah. Real quick before we tune out, I wanted to drop a fun fact. On this day in history, 11/9/1984. It's a fan favorite. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street was released in American theaters, introducing moviegoers to the villain Freddy Krueger, considered a horror classic, and it spun a number of sequels. That happened today in history in 1984, 2 years before I was born.
Okay, so I have a quick poem for you, and then we can sign off.
Oh, hit it.
In history, on this day, Giannis dropped 54, lost, and fucked up my parlay. Let's hit the button. This nigga fucked up my parlay.